Thank you for tuning in today, taking time out of your busy schedule to consider these words, new words, fresh words on resilience. Everything we speak or do, well, mostly we speak, but also how we exist. There's energy in that. Positive energy, negative energy. Now, of course, since mostly you're hearing this message on resilience today from me, just some words being recorded and then you downloading and listening to them. But in action, in doing stuff, and writing stuff, particularly writing down some statements or words of interest, there's energy in everything we do. Yeah, I mentioned before about everything vibrates. We all know that. We're all, as individual human beings, a collection of vibrating atoms and things that happen to form this guy in this, fairly short and pretty fat physical presentation. And yours may be, taller and faster and better looking. But we're all a compendium of atoms and molecules vibrating at a certain frequency. Thus, we're here. But even in the simple words, there's energy in words. And I might get to it later if we have time in this episode about a speech I made. And I'm not sure if I have presented it before, called the Energy for Sale speech. But in that speech, I had talked about the energy in every word that you put out of your mouth that should come from your heart and then maybe from your mind. But whatever word you put out that you express or enunciate, they shouldn't be for money or acquisition or for competition or comparison. And definitely those words coming out of your mouth, that energy, you can't do it for love or, as you call it, love. When you find a time, make a space to voice and sound words or gestures or gyrations, even with your committed, pure intent. When the underlying feeling or sentiment and objective target is somewhat negative or even outright negative, like me versus you versus whoever, us versus them versus us, all for the physical temporary glory, i.e., you want to get a contract, a position, a stack of paper with those faces on them, even with crypto. Does any of that sound positive actually to you, for your creator, or for those around you that you love? No, you know it doesn't. But it is easy. Doing it that way, it pays the bills. It buys the Lamborghini, the Bugatti, the Toyota, the next slice of pizza, whatever it does for you, but it still does not strengthen the connections between you and your fellow man and woman. It still does not support your humanity, your humility, your confidence, and definitely no way in form contributes to your courage over your vanity. And that's why the little words, the cute models, processes, examples from my experience doesn't seem like much in terms of profitability or monetization. Of course, mine is good when you have it. When I have money, it's good. Good when you have it. But even when you have it, you get millions or just $150 in your savings account, it is still temporary. And it is meant, as I say, well, if you use it for a positive usefulness, we still have a choice to use it negatively. But we're talking about the energy of these words that most of us speak every day. The energy of the words we use. Each utterance has energy. And it comes from the energy that you choose to express from within you. Now, let me say this. The energy in you that was insisted, placed in you, sparked in you from your creator, I'll say this, it was pure. It is pure. However, as we are human beings, we have the choice and a tendency to cloud or corrupt the pureness of the energy and as we express it. So the energy starts out, that heartbeat is pure as it can be as far as who you are at your essence. But we have the choice, and many of us do that, including myself as well, to change the tenor, the essence. No, we can't change the essence. We can cloud or cover up or distress the essence with our own vanity and our arrogance. I just choose to focus on the positive, the yes, the love that we all have within us, just like the resistance we all have within us. I propose that we already have all that, but many of us have not taken the time to define that infrastructure for this resilience, the energy for this resilience, and then to share that shared resilience openly and knowingly. As I said, and in closing, as I've expressed it to you, it may not be much as we're talking about comparison or competition, and it's not about money. But when I say it's not about money or trying to acquire, it's all about your currency, the currency of your energy and the words that you use. Now, for me, the term currency, you might think I'm still talking about money or dollars. My currency is based upon what drives me. And interestingly, my currency does include the term energy, meaning my currency is based on four things: light, energy, music, money. So I've used the term, but when I talk about money, I really do mean the internal wealth that we already have. This applies, yes, in the words you use, but also in the words you use to describe yourself. Who and what you say you are, what you do, what you enjoy doing, what you do well. Shoot, even your name, not your parents as they named you, what you name yourself now. I'm saying always be positive. Do you like the names given to you by your friends, parents, teachers, peers? Do you like those terms? Take me, for example. I changed my name not because I want to be cute or spit in the face of my parents and grandparents. I just chose to not carry on the legacy branded name from slavery times by my ancestors. So I chose to give up Johnson, and I changed it. The entire name, first, middle, last, to reflect what I was learning at that point in my life and to reflect what I came to understand as much as I could at that time. A name that would reflect my knowledge or understanding to date, the wisdom, the lack of understanding that I was trying to improve upon, or to realize my best understanding of what words mean to me and to anybody, and to reflect as close as I could what I felt made sense to me, and to communicate me, this vessel, as I walk this world. Maybe it came from my analytical engineering side of me, but I always needed definitions, clarity on what I'm speaking and what I'm presenting from me. So that's a quick, short summary of the energy and the importance of the energy of words that I'm sharing with you, but really is to remind myself of this. I hope you take this discussion about using and respecting the energy of the words you use outside of you and to yourself as clearly, as confidently, as humbly as possible. Enjoy. Stay present. Stay current. Wherever you are in this world, please remember, it is always 8:20.